Well, what's up? It's your boy Carcino, man. I know y'all heard it. Kevin Durant, basically responding to the ridiculous statements made by Stephen A. Smith, and he's just sick of it. Every day there's a new narrative that's either talking about him and talking about all the professional athletes. Now, Stephen A. Smith went there after he said Michael Jordan is responsible as much as anybody for changing the game for the worse. He was so phenomenal that the NBA marketed the individual. The audience gravitated towards the individual and the game became a bit more individualized. What I'm saying is you were thinking team until Jordan elevated it to another level. And from Jordan, then you had the Kobe's, the Vince Carters, and others that came along thereafter, and the individualization of the sport, particularly because of the money that came with it, became more of a focal point. Oh my God. Stephen A. Smith. The topic was, has Curry changed the game for better or worse? Not once was LeBron James' name mentioned. Changing the game for better or worse. I could have sworn they gave the league to LeBron, and since high school, they groomed him to take over the league. And what happened with LeBron? We know he made it for the worse. So we don't even involve him in the conversation. Let's take the people that we know changed the league for the better. And just to make up subject and, something for content. Just to have people discuss something that makes no sense. Let's try to make it logical. Just to keep Michael Jordan's name there. Kevin Durant came in and said, my theory is that guys like Steve, Skip, and Shannon have changed the game for the worse. Players like Steven and Michael can only push the game forward. Stephen, rather, and Michael. That is the truest statement there. Players like that can only push the game forward. They can't push it backwards. Michael Jordan turned this to $1 billion industry, and you talking about for better or for worse. What happened to the NBA, ladies and gentlemen? I talked about it in my Patreon video. It's a 6-part series. We're already 5 out of 6. We got one last one to do, and then we're done. But what we were speaking on is a very simple solution, very simple answer, right? The expansions ruined the league. You had 2 consecutive expansion drafts back to back. Then you had another one in 1995. So you had 88 and 89 expansion drafts, 4 teams. Then you added another 2 teams in 1995. So you've added 6 teams and you haven't added another one since. Why is that? Because it dilutes your franchise and it breaks up teams. And y'all wanted to break up and destroy the Detroit Pistons because they were too strong. They had 10 players that could stay together because they were low paid players who performed well together, and y'all had to split that up. They were too good. And it's hard to control the game when you fouling out one guy and another guy comes in and just fills in his place. So it's like, what do? We put their best player in foul trouble and they're still winning. So that is what put the NBA on a collision course. The NBA has always been an individualized sport since Bird and Magic. When they had Wilt Chamberlain versus Bill Russell. The game has always been individualized, Stephen A. What is you talking about? This game has been individualized so many times over that I'm lost count. How many times this game has been individualized? I can't even keep count. That's how crazy it's been. Now, the game was individualized for a reason. Because everyone gets to see these guys' face. In the NFL, you promote team because everyone wears a helmet. So it's hard to really focus on player. They do it when the players stand out so much that they're someone that the world would notice. They have individual stars, but they mainly promote the team. Now, it was the way they decide to market it. They say Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics, Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons, Magic Johnson and the Los Angeles Lakers, Magic and Kareem. That's how it was. Shaq and Kobe. Tandems. So it's always been individualized. This company went from a business that was mom and pop shop when Michael Jordan came in 1984. And by the time he left in 1998, the NBA was $1 billion business. The Chicago Bulls net worth was over $1 billion in 1998, all on the back of Michael Jordan. They was worth about $100 million or less than $100 million when he got there, and was worth over $1 billion. He increased the market value of the entire league. He brought in Nike and Gatorade. He brought in all of this. His individuality is what sold the league. How dare you even compare? He ruined it. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard an individual say who's supposed to be an analyst, who's supposed to be intelligent. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Now, there wouldn't be LeBron James and them doing this without Michael Jordan. So, all of these people came up under him. Allen Iverson, they grew up idolizing Mike, and Mike was the man, in their opinion. They grew up watching this guy perform. Steph Curry didn't get handed the league. They thought he would just be a complimentary player to play in the NBA. He had a good story. His dad played in the league. He was not looked at to be the man. Damn sure not an MVP of the league. No one saw that from Steph Curry. Not even the Golden State Warriors. They saw a guy that could help them win some games. Most people thought he would never start. Well, he's too small, and he's not really a traditional guard. He's more like a two guard. He's too small to be a two guard, and he's not crafty enough or skilled enough at the point guard position and facilitating the ball. So he becomes like one of those special off guards, and he'll be probably coming off the bench, backing up guys like Monte Ellis, and yeah, he'll be a good six man probably in the league, and Guys can come in and get you about 6 to 8 points off the bench when you really need it. That's what they thought about Steph Curry. They didn't see him leading the team or being the face of a team and a league. But he came and took LeBron James and ate his lunch. First time in the finals. And it's been, 6 times out of 8 years? As they're in the NBA finals right now. He drank your milkshake. Took your lunch. So it's like, don't talk to me about, don't even think about speaking to me about him. That's a done data. Trust me. A done data. It's a dead issue. Talking about that person. They have no leg to stand on at all. So Stephen A decided to come back and get testy. I got news for you, Kevin Durant. We ain't never going no damn place. Forever, every Stephen A. Smith, Skip, or Shannon Sharpe and others. There's thousands more coming down the pike. We're not going anywhere. We multiply. Sorry. So, once again, he loves to go back and forth. But what he was really doing, he didn't really mean that literally. What he's just saying is that you guys have ruined the game for the worse. Meaning these type of shows that you guys have, like Undisputed and First Take. Let me break down what Kevin was really trying to say. One Kevin to another Kevin. Now, here's what they meant. And here's what he was really trying to say. And I want everybody to be clear on it. So, hold on. There we go. Now, just so that we're clear on everything here, let's get things abreast. Yeah, we need to get situations abreast. What Kevin Durant was trying to say and allude to before he was misquoted and things were taken out of context. All Kevin Durant was trying to say was these words right here. Steve, Skip, and Shannon, you guys control a narrative. You guys control a narrative that is out here right now in the world, and you don't even know it. There are people in this industry and the NBA who contracts are binding by benchmarks. That's millions, 30 million, 25 million. All of these millions of dollars are on the line. These millions of dollars is for their families, their children's children, and all of these different things. And I don't know how many times I have to bring it up. When Donovan Mitchell, because that is the most criminal situation I've ever seen in my life. Someone that sits on a panel like you on one of these shows, Stephen A, sat there and actually voted that Donovan Mitchell did not deserve to be on an all NBA team when Utah Jazz was the number one team in the NBA. And he was a large part to do with that. And to say he wasn't first, second, or third team, all NBA, when he was clearly played the best in his career as far as basketball, and that team was number one in the entire NBA, and he wasn't first, second, or third team, when his contract stipulated that if he was either one, if he made all NBA, one first, second, or third, any one of them, he would have qualified for the Super Max contract. Now, who votes on all NBA teams? Stephen A., you're smart. Tell him. The person that votes on all NBA teams are the media, sports writers, people that actually sit down on that panel and create narratives every day. They sit down and create narratives every day only to turn around to try to destroy you and paint a picture just to keep some segments going. But they're damaging you in the process. They're destroying you in the process. They're minimizing you. They're taking opinion-based subjects and making them factual. With generalizations, probabilities that would never happen. Like, let's say he's playing for the 76ers with James Harden. Let's just say that happened. Do you think James can... They have devalued James Harden. Even though James Harden hadn't performed well in the playoffs, his numbers indicate he qualifies for a super max contract for all the work he's done in the previous years. It don't state, well, we lost in the playoffs this year, so everybody has been crucifying him, saying and trying to prove how much he doesn't deserve it. Now, if everybody's going out here saying how much James don't deserve it, and this is what Patrick Beverley was talking about. If you've seen the players that got the Supermax, and you look at James' numbers, they're the same or better. What did that person do that James didn't get? They haven't won no NBA championship either. Those people that got the Supermax, they ain't shown up. Who's winning NBA championships out here? Giannis, Kawhi Leonard, and Steph Curry. Those are the last people that's been winning it. We didn't have a winner in 2020. They had a pandemic bubble tournament. So they always want to devalue people. And now it's, let's devalue Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is by far one of the best guards in the league, period, in all of his skill set. He did not decide it that last year not to play. The NBA decided, not the NBA really, the state of New York, because he didn't go along with their agenda base. Everybody needs to get the shot to play. And he's like, I'm not gonna do it because his beliefs is different from other people's, and rather than to respect his constitutional right, they tried to forcibly say, well, then you can't play. you're an employee of the New York State Department, so we can't allow it. So, because you're an employee, you got to follow the code like everybody else. But other players could come in that same building from other teams who had the same views as Kyrie Irving. It didn't make sense. It's because Kyrie was outspoken and his status as a player, they were not going to let him win. Because it means, oh, Kyrie Irving won. They only lifted the mandate because now you finna affect the New York Yankees, who also had the same beliefs as Kyrie Irving, but nobody wanted to hear all that. So they had to lift the mandate because the Yankees was coming to town. You got the Yankees and Mets now. Now it ain't about blacks. Now it's about those Bensonhurst crew. Yeah, now it's gonna get a little hard over there in Canarsie. Now, the Bridge and Tunnel crowd gonna be quite upset now. So when you deal with all of this madness that's called the NBA right now, you start to figure it all out. You start to see what the problem is. You start to see who the problem is. And then you start asking yourself, well, damn, if they're the problem and they're willing to do all of this to try to stop me, then where is the direction? What is the point? What is the solution? What do you want Steph Curry to do? You want him to stop being able to do his job? Everybody can shoot threes all they want. That don't make them Steph Curry. How many people you seen shoot threes? And how many of them are Steph Curry? Case closed. Don't forget to like the building. Like the video. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, the whole nine. It's your boy Carcino. The super thanks button works. My Patreon is already then jumped off. We didn't talked about Jada Pinkett and her date with Alfonso and Will Smith situation. We had already addressed that. That video is up and out on the Patreon right now. We got part 5 or 6 of the fake legacy of the Chicago Bulls. We got a lot going on already, and it is just like right in the right in the impetus stage of the month. So I want to say thank you to everybody. I know today they really didn't send out notifications. I made them quite aware of it. So we're gonna go from there and try to see if we can fix these errors that's going on here. Other than that, thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you for the people that hit me up on Cash App. You know, there's been so many of you who have done it. My Cash App is Carcino, Karceno, and I'm finna give a shout out to them right now because they deserve it for all the support. So straight up, off top. Glampin Diva Jules, thank you. Yes, I will keep speaking the truth about Monique, even though they don't want that to go out. And yes, I am okay. Thank you. Hey, Damian Jackson, thank you. Royale, thank you. Sharon, Aaron Hemsfield, Seneca, Dean Smith, Travis, Change is Good, Love Jones, Goo Roach, Sean, Chris Brown, Aaron, Fiaro, Majori, uh, AG, AG Sushi, whoever that is. Shonda Franklin, Aaron again, Seriously, Julius Martin, Ram 9, the Regal Lake, okay. Carol Holmes, Aaron again, Jay Black, Lex Diamond, Change is Good, Jeffrey, Terrell Moore, Sharon again, Jesse Taylor, Cheryl Nome, Stephen Gardner, Blunt Rap Entertainment, Cole House Walker, Big Bang, Marcus, and we got Felicia, we got Aaron again, got Sean, we got Marquise, William Bridges, Peter, Bruce Davis, Richard Harper, R.L. Roberts, Frederick Carey, Brat, I Will Elude, Christopher Brown, OTB, Jennifer Stevens, Scrub, Terrell Bay, Prince O, Marcus Bell, Jaquez Shannon, um, James Coverton, Kwame Brown, Andre Gray, George, True Essence, Kamara, Kareem D, Andrew Gray. Thank you all. Love and support. As always, we thank all of you. I'm out.